We're here back at part 2 with our interview with Scott Roche and Zach Ricks, and we are going to be talking now about the state of the second generation of pulp publishing, the, as Scott calls it, upstart publishing. Tell me about what you see this as a market, where it is now, and what where you see it growing in a few years, and what people can do to be part of it.
Ooh, so much.
If you have anything to say about it.
Oh yes.
I think there are a lot of different examples that you can look at, and you can see these are people who are starting to really get it. You're starting to see individual authors take their work and take their distribution into their own hands. The example everybody points at is J.A. Conrad, who's a thriller writer and is having some phenomenal success on Amazon through Kindle. And the fact that Amazon has got that platform there for people to put their own publishing up has really opened the floodgates.
Yes.
The trick now is to create not just a single marketplace for you to get your stuff out, but as an individual writer, it's your job to create a connection to your audience and to bring them to your own website and to have that content available on your website so that people aren't going to Amazon to buy a Mobi version or a Kindle version of your stuff. They're going to your website to get that from you directly because it's building that community, it's building that connection that I really think is the next step. We've been in a broadcast model so long, we're starting to see things shift to more of a conversation model so that there's give and take and people come to you because you become the brand.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a home brewer. Love to make my own beer. I'm a writer. I love to create, and the kind of tools that the writers have in their hands is amazing. There was a writer. There's a writer here, Paulie Cooley, who's awesome, and he's delivering a new tool for authors to be able to sign EPUBs the same way you would sign a regular book.
Oh, very cool.
And there's the Kindle tool. There's Smashwords. There's Sigil, which is the Google product for making EPUBs.
Okay.
There's Calibre, which is a tool for making Mobi files. All this stuff is free or cheap.
Yes.
And then you build a website and you rock and roll. Now you have to shake your tail feathers a lot to make that happen. But you can't just throw it up there and expect people to come to floodgates. And that's where things like podcasting come in. You might give away some of your content for free, or all of it for free. It depends on your take.
Sure.
And then in our space, you're seeing people like Lightspeed. You're seeing, of course, Orson Scott Card's
Intergalactic Medicine Show.
You're
seeing, Beneath Ceaseless Skies.
Yep. And then you've got anthologies, old school podcast anthologies like Podcastle and Escape Pod and Pseudopod.
Isn't it nice we're in an era when you can say old school podcasting?
Yeah, seriously. Who are putting out that fiction for free and are paying their authors, and I think that's one thing that's very important. Authors must get something. Even if it's a token, you must get something.
Sure.
I believe in giving your stuff away for free as a marketing tool. On some kind of limited basis, but authors, we got to pay our authors. We can't say, hey, we want you to write for us, but we don't want to pay you anything.
Right. Orson, Harlan Ellison would be cheering if he were here, probably.
Yeah.
And
Harlan would be telling us, you got to pay more than that.
Well, right.
That's very true. And we do want to, and we will. But the future is bright. I mean, I was talking to you earlier, and the big six aren't going anywhere. They're going to be around for the foreseeable future, and eventually they'll catch on to what's going on, and they'll adapt, or they'll die, and I'm wrong, and something will spring up in their place. But
there's a reason we call it dinosaurs.
Once
that's right. Absolutely.
Once this stuff is out there and people glam onto it, and things like the Kindle get as inexpensive as they're getting, MP3 players are getting as inexpensive as they're getting, people are getting a little tech savvier, but more importantly, developers are developing tools to help the consumer get stuff easily. Because there are still a few hurdles for that. The future has got some bright things going on.
And that's one thing that I think that authors really should consider is making sure that they're delivering their content in the format that the audience wants to get it in, and can easily switch back and forth. It's one of the reasons that Flagship and everything we'll do at Flying Island Press is released in both text and audio formats. That way, it doesn't matter if you're driving in your car or if you're on a lunch break, you've got that content there and available.
Yeah.
And when you buy it once, you bought it for the format that you wanted it.
That's great. We're very glad that we got into this when we did. I mean, I think if we had tried this a few years ago, we would have been a little out of. There are so many pieces that have had to fall into place for us to even begin to think about this.
Yes, right. That's very true.
So we feel really lucky, and we're certainly glad we've met you. And I thank you both for agreeing to talk with us, and looking forward to having many connections in the future.
Yeah, so come out to flyingislandpress.com.
That's right. Yes, please do. What's the website?
flyingislandpress.com.
Great.
And you can see all of our imprints and all of our products and podcasts and everything that we do there.
A lot of new stuff coming out. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Check it out, folks. flyingislandpress.com. And this is Paul from Channel 37 signing off.